In your rewatch, Sam,
Yes.
how many times have both of you seen this? I've watched it twice now.
Twice.
I think I've seen it more. I think I've
Twice
seen
for
it like
everyone?
4 times.
Okay.
That's probably appropriate.
Did both of you see both outros?
Yeah, the after credit scenes.
When you say both,
There are 2 bonus scenes.
I definitely watched it all the way through the second time because the first time I was in the theater and it was like 12:30 or 12:45 when the first credits hit and we're like, all right, time to go to bed. But we were like dipped. And so like I was like, this movie's like, I didn't know how to end it. But but then I realized that I just missed all of that.
All right. Well, we'll get into it at some point, but just making sure everyone knows this is the Sinners podcast, and we are assuming you've already watched the movie. There will be no secrets kept here. Gift of music attracts evil. And we're in Mississippi in 1932. I got a strong opinion on some Asians and their Southern accents.
Asians. Okay. All right.
Maybe we could start there.
Yeah, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I would love to start there. Yeah, actually, I'm going to move all of my things to the side. What do you got?
What'd you think about the Asian family in Mississippi's Southern accents? What'd you think about Lee Jun Lee? Who the fuck's her
Do you want my
husband?
honest opinion?
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that it was just choice of actor. That they were like, we thought it would be cool, and here they are.
Yeah. Their Southern accents are horrible.
Yeah, but I thought they were meant to be like super comedic, over the top.
Okay. Did you feel that this was a comedic movie, Sam?
No, but there were definitely funny scenes. That's for sure.
Need to know about
Yeah,
that.
let me tell you about it. I'm pretty sure what they're going for here is like those are descendants of people that built the railroad and all that kind of stuff. What was that? What was that time period in America?
Yeah, probably the 1850s. And this is 1930s. So I like that theory, and I like their inclusion. I think that it actually adds some more personality to the film. They couldn't have white people in there. And when little Sammy was playing music and bringing back spirits of music past, it really helped that there was a lady in a kimono and some other shit going on, not just every black musician that's happened. So that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I was pissed off at their terrible Southern accents.
I didn't notice them as
Mad.
bad per se, but let me hear your opinion, because you definitely have the thickest Southern accent out of like our little group.
And my wife is from New Jersey. She was in the living room last night during my rewatch, and I asked her, and they're speaking, and I asked her, to check me, like, am I being too personal here? Like, is this affecting me because I'm Southern? And she was like, no, they're horrible. So 2 votes for horrible Southern accents.
Yeah, no, that's fair. They were bad. If that's what you're looking for, I agree they were bad. I thought that was a choice, but
all right, we've knocked it out. They chose to be bad accents.
Strong feeling. I bet their real accents are British. What do you think about that? I found out a lot of people,
British Asians pretending to be Southern.
Well,
you think Lee Jun?
Because I thought that was bullshit. Like you see movies like Crazy Rich Asians and stuff. A lot of them learn how to like speak English in like, the UK and places like that, so they have that British accent. Yeah,
Well, I got news for you, Sam. Lee Jun Lee was born in Shanghai, China, and at the age of 6, her family relocated to Bogota, Colombia, where she grew up and learned Spanish, and then immigrated to New York. So I'm gonna guess that she does not have a British accent.
I'm gonna go with
that probably cements it right there.
Looking at my next note, and I was like, what am I talking about? And it's great little clips of the monster as he walks down the aisle, so you can't get an idea of what it looks like. I thought Sammy, the first time that we were introduced to him, was a vampire, I guess, when he enters the church. It opens with him driving up to his dad's church. Did either of you think that?
Yeah. No, I definitely thought this. Love horror movies, and so there's a lot of times that is the opening scene, right? They give you something from later, and then you're like, how did this happen? How did this get here? And then they build up to it. So I thought that that's what was happening. I thought it was really cool. Hooked me in.
I also forgot to call out that Jory is our self-proclaimed horror expert.
I'm an enthusiast. We'll call it that.
Now I can tell. I can tell based on the movie projections group chat. Anytime like a horror movie gets mentioned, Jory has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Drop the guitar in the name of God.
I have one quick question about the vampires, because you just called them out as vampires, right?
Yeah.
Now, rewatching this, like I knew going into it that it's vampires, just word of mouth, but there's no reference to them being vampires until like an hour and a half into the
Disagree.
movie.
Oh, okay. Yes, I agree.
Like, we just know it's like a demon. And then whenever we see glimpses of it, it doesn't look like your traditional vampire. Like, he's got glowing red eyes and
right
hands.
I think that is totally the choice that they're making, to that, like, the vampire, like, this thing is hiding itself. Like, it's not easy to see it, right? To see what it truly is. It presents itself as one thing, but it actually is another, wolf in sheep's clothing. And so I thought that was kind of a really interesting way to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it's mysterious. We got this fucking Conor McGregor dude walking around with mysterious powers. And Annie, she refers to it as a hake or something, like some Louisiana
a haint.
Okay, haint. Because I was searching hake and I couldn't find any reference of what. So yeah, there's a point for the horror expert right there. How many haint movies have you seen?
I don't know. Okay, I mean, it's right. different things.
Anyway, all right. But because eventually Annie's like, these ain't no haints. These are vampires. They're much worse.
Yeah, that's like where the movie kind of goes up a step, right? Everything kind of kicks into motion.
Yeah, it feels like a needle.
You're like, oh, shit.
Like, bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so after, my son has felt the call of sin in the sermon.
Yeah.
It goes to Sammy, like, working, being a good son, working. I wrote, he was once a fun-loving soap splasher, because at this point I still think he's the monster.
soap splasher?
Yeah, and he's with his mom right there, and she's like, don't use that soap, it'll dry you out. He's like, splashes it on her chest. I'm a fun son.
That's right.
Dude, I thought you were using some sort of antiquated bullshit term against black people.
Yeah. Another, yeah.
I'm asking to ask chat what that could be. What?
Yeah. But I thought that first scene was, like, really cool in that his father is a pastor, right? And so it's kind of like you're met with the church versus the blues, like rock and roll. I say rock and roll, but you know what I mean,
yeah,
right?
The church versus the blues. That might be the name of this podcast.
But it's like you said, as he's coming down the aisle, his father sees this overtaking his son, right? You don't know that in the beginning, but he is the monster. He is this thing. And he sees it totally different than his dad. He sees it as this artistic form of expression. There's nothing evil about it. It's just music. And as the movie goes on, right, you kind of see, like, what things that might attract. But yeah, super cool scene. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I like how they build upon it with that little at the very beginning they show the little cartoon being, like, narrated, and she's like, in this culture they called them this, in this culture they called them that, and they had the ability to pierce the veil and bring the old and the young together through the spirit world. We get a little glimpse of the Irish vampires just for a second. You hear the music, like the Irish music right before that.
Mm-hmm.
Jory, I got a question for you. Should I wear this shirt since we're on the Sinners podcast?
It says ATL Ho. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, pop that one on. That'll be funny to see.
Is it going to be bad that I change in the middle of it?
No. I mean, I think it's appropriate. It's what we call a little bait and hook.
Better?
Love it.
I assumed that these Michael B. Jordans were twins, but they're cousins.
Come on.
No, they say brother.
They're
I don't know why I wrote that. Okay.
No, they're brothers. They're brothers.
Yeah, that was a sarcastic comment that they said in the movie.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Landman shows up and he's like, "Are y'all related?" No, he's like, "Are y'all brothers? Or twins or something?" He's like, "Nah, we're cousins." Sarcastic.
Cousins. Yeah,
Yes. We're introduced to both Michael B. Jordans, one of the greatest actors on the earth. So good at acting.
So excited we're getting to this.
That was sarcasm.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a big Michael B. Jordan fan?
I loved him. I think the first thing that he was in is The Wire that I remember. And then I saw him as...
Yeah, that was before he had his fake jaw put in. Picture of him.
Right.
Lauren is very into this kind of stuff. She told me, oh yeah, chin implants. That's the biggest thing in Hollywood that people don't talk about.
Chin implants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, having a strong jaw is attractive to the female.
What's the guy from High School Musical? Didn't he get one of those?
Dude, that guy, he looks like human Shrek now.
Yeah.
He plays Vince Howard in Friday Night Lights, another great show. But he's just he's kind of like The Rock, you know.
Like The Rock.
He's super likable. Just not no one would ever sign Michael B. Jordan to Broadway play.
Okay. All right. When I finished watching this movie for the first time, I thought I would watch an entire series of the SmokeStack twins. I would love to see what happened in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
That they allude to. I loved it. I thought he was awesome. I thought that was a good role for him. So, I mean, I kind of see your point about him, but I thought they were very cool characters.
Super interested in the SmokeStack twins. I also think that'd be a good show. I thought that the story around those characters are great. It helped hide some of Michael B. Jordan's flaws by having him play two different people. And
I find the SmokeStack twins very interesting in their appearance and also about like the goods we know they have. They got Italian wine. They got Irish beer.
I thought they alluded to this at some point, and it might have been Annie who says something about them stealing from some sort of mobster. She might have said something along the lines of, what are you going to do when they come looking for, they were in Chicago. They talk about Capone. I think they have stolen some big shipment from one of the mobsters, gangsters up in Chicago, and then made off out into the boonies with it.
No, she literally says, you robbed, like we're talking about the Irish mob here and the Italians, and she's like, you robbed both sides. And that's definitely what they did.
They even build on it later on where they say, I don't know if they said it outright or anything, but they alluded to it pretty heavily based on how they're dressed. We got the one, and I'm going to fuck up the names again. We got Smoke, and he's wearing blue, and he looks like one of the Peaky Blinder boys.
Yep.
And then we got Stack, and he's over there dressed like a classic Italian mobster.
Yes.
I think they were both working for the different gangs. We got one working for the Italians, one working for the Irish. Say something later on where they're like, they're never going to figure it out, right?
Yeah, so some sort of twin trickery between the mobs.
I think we got a prestige.
Who could have possibly stolen our goods? And these two twins disappear at the exact same moment.
I have a theory that they were not twins. I think they pulled a prestige.
One of them has an alibi, and they have an alibi.
Yeah, they're prestiging them. You know what I mean? Like, remember the movie The Prestige?
Right.
We find out that Christian Bale has a twin brother, but you don't realize that until the end. I think they probably did something like that.
I think that's a great theory, but because I think that's a great theory, and we could find out in the show if they made it. I thought we should assume that the mob's going to figure it out, and they're going to send some people down there and fuck them up. They were destined. They were doomed. No matter what happened on this night at the juke joint, they were going to get killed. No matter what.
Destiny.
Not destiny, just like they lived a life of crime and they're robbing trains and shit, and they cross over the mob. There's no happy ending for drug dealers.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Hogsworth. Did y'all think he was in the Klan the first when he's like, "Oh, Klan don't exist no more"?
I don't know that I thought he was in it. I thought that he was just a racist old white man.
Shows his gun. I did like how he shows his gun and the twins just like encircle him, and he's like, "Oh, I ain't mean nothing by it."
Yeah.
But all right, the next scene is, he says, Sammy's like, "You up early? Well, like you said, jump on the work. Don't let the work jump on you." I finished my quota for the day. I've been working all week. I want to be free of all this for a day. What? Where you got to be that's more important than the house of God?
So what is Sammy's job, by the way? Because we know that slavery's outlawed by this time. Like we have major
preacher
cities.
Boy. He's a preacher boy.
He's picking cotton.
We have major cities. Yeah, dude. People still picked cotton for wages.
So what would she be, like a sharecropper or something, or what? What's a
yes.
Or a laborer. Yeah.
It's just like working at the plant. I would have thought that we had like a tractor or something. Like the cotton gin wasn't invented at this point.
They have cars.
I definitely was at this point.
Probably just like an ode or something, just to recognize how fucked up it was and all the things that happened. But especially when you're a pastor's son, the expectation in very religious communities. If I just went to church every Sunday and was a deacon or something, the expectations for me work-wise would be really low in my hometown. Like, it doesn't really matter what I do for work because I'm doing the most important thing by following the church. That's my take as a Southern Baptist living in Brooklyn.
Now, Baptists, you guys, I had to go to Catholic school for a long time. Church 3 times a week. So all these stupid little like comments, I'm very used to hearing. You gotta get in here and confess. It's stupid. I'm just like, leave me alone. But when it comes to Baptists, they're allowed to get married and have kids and all that, right?
Yeah,
correct. You can't, like, as a leader of a Baptist church, like, you have to have a family. You're like setting a example.
That's why we got all these horny priests in the Catholic Church. Can't get married.
I know. And it's crazy. One thing they didn't spend that much time with the black pastor, but like Southern Baptist black preachers go super, like, they are hardcore. Like, they interpret stuff super literally. They think the world is flat, many of them. I worked with one at Amazon who like wrote 2 books on this subject.
On the world being flat?
He wrote
just on some crazy.
Does he? Are they published? Are they published on Amazon? Can I buy them?
Yeah. We can. I actually don't know if he sells them on Amazon, but like I went to his service one time in Atlanta when I was working there. Anyway,
exactly what you might think.
Yeah.
What you just described.
No, just like a lot of, yes, but like the radical thoughts, they gotta be comfortable with you before they bring you in on the
right.
The Earth's flat, right?
Got it.
I actually did connect with this as someone who loves the blues and loves to go to the bars. I did connect with the preacher on this statement. He's like, you want to go down there and play music for the drunkards and philanderers who neglect the obligations to their family, just sweat all over each other?
Yeah.
You know what I got vibes
I need more than that. I need more energy than that.
You want to know what exactly it made me think of? Please tell me you've seen the movie Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It's got John C. Reilly.
I know the movie you're talking about, but I've not seen it.
Oh man, I have not seen this. John Reilly?
John C. Reilly.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, it's basically just a parody of all sorts of music biopics centering on Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix. There's a scene where he plays in a very similar location. Like, it looks like the slaughterhouse, and he's playing music, and like all the townspeople come in there and bust it down, and his father's in there with the priest, and they're like yelling at him. And he's like, "The hell's this devil music all about?" He's like, "The song's about holding hands. It's not anything wrong." He's like, "Yeah? You know who else has hands? The devil. And he uses them for holding." And they just all have pitchforks, and they're just all like, "Yeah."
They have Jenna Fisher in that movie. I guess this was like the peak of The Office.
Yeah. Dude, fun
at that time.
This is random, but I didn't realize Jenna Fisher was married to James Gunn. That kind of blew my mind.
I know all these things because of my wife, but she loves The Office.
The last thing that I have about Sammy and his dad, Sammy's at the age where you rebel, right? You look to do something different than what your parents have done, what you've kind of grown up doing. You want to do kind of that thing they tell you not to do. And this is the thing that his dad tells him not to do. And he's, like, by George, I'm going to do it. And so, he's just being a teenager also.
Yeah. If we had put this in a contemporary setting, would Sammy be like trying to go be a rapper? He'd be like, "Dude, I got to get on SoundCloud. Leave me alone, Dad."
That's actually, I got to put some fun to that.
I'm not sure that's the best.
Might be tough to draw some parallels.
Parallel just because of the connotation with gangbanging and selling drugs.
Nobody said anything about gangbanging and selling drugs. Don't put these words in my mouth.
It's just rhymes.
The SmokeStack twins are gangbangers.
It's true.
And they're selling drugs at the time.
I bet you could scale it up to modern day.
But today's rappers are soft. They're on their, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they just rap about being like, "Dude, I got bitches, blah, blah, blah.
I'm depressed off Xanax." All right.
Same.
So, no, but what Jory's saying, like,
I did it. They did. That's just every song.
Like the father, he's so wrapped up in the mission of God, which is the most important thing you could do, that he just can't connect with his son who wants to like go to Chicago, see other things and do other things outside of this Mississippi town.
Yeah.
I don't remember when the SmokeStack twins pick him up, but they're riding together now, and he's asking all about Chicago. Like, he wants to go do all the adventurous stuff that they did. And one of the Michael B. Jordans is like, Chicago ain't shit, but Mississippi with tall buildings instead of plantations.
Yeah. Actually, I remember that. That was a good line.
Why was there? I got one for you, Sam. Why was there a fucking rattlesnake in the back of the truck?
I got something for you. Dude, if you look at the rattlesnake, I think they purposely did it like that because it's hiding. It's in the shadows, and whenever they show it, it's clearly like a CGI looking rattlesnake, right? Like, it doesn't look real. And they put a lot of emphasis on making its eyes have that same glint to it that all the vampires have.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also, they got fangs just like a vampire. And then I can't remember which one of them stabs the rattlesnake, but I want to say it was Smoke.
Stack throws his knife to Smoke, so we get a twin combo kill here.
Isn't that kind of what happens
in
the movie too? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Also, Ron D. Wade.
Satan was turned into a serpent, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not sure if you know that. You fucking harlots.
Dude, I just gave you the whole spiel about fucking Catholic school. I had religion.
What do you think about the knife toss to head stab midair?
Awesome.
Yeah, it was sick.
Super cool.
I think that's probably the first time we've seen them fuck something up, but I guess you kill fucking rattles.
So they're two sides of the same coin. I think that's just another example of them being in sync. This is an example of violence, right? But they are click and clack. They are almost one unit. SmokeStack.
Literally a unit, though, because they allude to it. Like, at first, you're kind of like, all right. I don't like it in movies whenever someone's just naturally skilled at something like that, because I'm like, why? That's not believable. But then they go on to say that they're war heroes. I'm like, oh, so they probably did serve in a unit together. And then, like, based on the time period, trench warfare, that's up close and personal.
They refer to Germany. I didn't get it the first time, but they make a reference to all the things that they fought in Germany and Chicago.
Yeah, so these guys are world travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Rambo.
So now we're at the point where they separate. Smoke parks the truck, gets some girl off the street, teaches her how to negotiate, tells her to blow the horn if anyone's messing with her stuff. This is where my note says, these Asians are not good at acting Southern.
Grayson Bow Chow.
But I actually thought the daughter was better.
Better Southern accent? Better being a Southerner?
Yeah, I can't remember. I just wasn't as annoyed at her as the other two. So I'm going to go with that. Yes.
Yeah.
What about shooting the guy in the ass and the kneecap on the street?
Can't have him thinking that Smoke's getting soft.
I get that. I also was just like, did you have to shoot him in the kneecap? This young kid is fucked for life now.
For his life.
And you just shot the other guy in the ass. Like, you should have shot but I guess now he's forever. He's limping across Mississippi, and the legend of the SmokeStack twins continues to be told.
There it is. You've now got one person for the rest of their life that has a physical scar for everyone to see that is from Smoke of the SmokeStack.
Yeah, he's like 65, and they're like, "What's that limp from?" He's like, "Well, SmokeStack twins came back and lit my ass up, and then they got burned down by some vampires at the juke joint."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So tell me if this is what you interpreted. Sammy's asking, like, did y'all really kill your dad? And Stack says, nah, Smoke did. Daddy knocked me unconscious.
I mean, I believed him when he said that's what happened, right? He would have been unconscious. It would have been Smoke telling him that that's what happened afterwards, right? Per his story. But I believed him at the time. I think that is also kind of representative of their dynamics with each other, right? Like, Smoke is the protector, the warrior, the athlete kind of, of the twins. While they are exactly the same, they are just like two sides of the same coin.
And then I think they even allude to it a little early on. Whenever they pick Sammy up, they pull up to the church, and he's like, "Hey, I got a penny waiting on you, waiting to turn into a dime. Get out here." And he gets in the car.
Yeah.
And they're driving.
That's something my dad always
Really?
said. You got a dime holding up a dollar. Yeah, my whole life growing up, got a dime holding up a dollar.
Whenever they're driving in the car, like, very first question, Smoke asks him, he's like, "Your daddy treating you right? He hitting you?"
Yeah.
Oh.
So we think the pastor is beating him.
I mean, he probably beats him a little bit here and there, but he said it himself. He's like, "Mama's the one that really hands out the whoopings."
I mean, at the time, whoopings are getting handed out. It's 1930. Go ahead.
One other thing, Jordan, about that, because when Stax tells Sammy about what happened to his dad, he also includes, like, he didn't mean it. You're talking about his father when he hit him. And so it's like two things, right? One, he's saying he didn't mean it. This is just how he is, right? This was like the world that he grew up in.
Sure.
And then he didn't mean it also kind of as like a deflection of the fact that his father was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that big a deal. He didn't mean it. So I just thought that was also interesting.
Yeah.
For him to include.
He probably knows these guys are trigger happy too. And he's like, fuck, if I tell him my dad's hitting me, they're going to kill my father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot up the service. So now they're out recruiting and they go up to Delroy Lindo, who is, I love Delroy Lindo. His name in here is Delta Slim. And Delroy Lindo's got range. Now he's this movie, The Harder They Fall. He also did Romeo Must Die, Gone in 60 Seconds, and Up. The man was in Up. He was Beta in Up. So he's one of the dogs, one of the bulldogs.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
And I'm looking at the cast. Anyway, all right.
What's that movie with that Spike Lee movie where he's
Malcolm X?
No, it's the one where he plays
he's in Malcolm X.
Trump supporter in a Spike Lee movie.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a good one.
I thought you were gonna say he's in another movie called Crooklyn. I'm gonna have to watch that one since I live here, I think. Oh, that's a Spike Lee movie that he's in as well. Brooklyn.
So he's just a Spike Lee alum. Okay.
Probably. So we meet Delta Slim. I thought this was great. I loved every single one of his scenes. Like, he was one of my favorite characters in this movie. But how about he's like, I get all the corn liquor I want, and I get $10 a night. He can't be persuaded. He's like, y'all motherfuckers got a juke joint tonight. You gonna have one for 10 years? And he pulls out a beer and he's like, look at that. the cap pops and Delta Slim's like, oh, you holding the chalice in front of me. He's like, that's an Irish beer. The
Bam. Holy Grail.
He's in the car.
Yeah.
I got 500 more just like this. Ice cold.
Yeah. Everybody has a price, right? And Delta Slim's happens to be all ice cold beer, Irish beer that he can drink.
I'm something of a Delta Slim myself.
Someone who's fucking drinking moonshine all the time. What is a beer doing for you? You can't even get drunk off beer.
I think it's more that it's like how nice it is, right? Like they're drinking shitty corn liquor. They're making out back in the 1930s.
That shit's warm too.
Oh God!
Well, sitting in his truck, but he says it's ice cold.
No, I'm talking about the corn liquor that he's been drinking.
The corn liquor.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like an ice cold beer must be so refreshing. And if you're already a drunk, I'm not gonna lie, you might just be like, you might not put two and two together of how strong it is. You might just be like, there's alcohol in this?
Yeah.
And it's
good.
cold.
Do we think that he also says, guess that Chicago wind blew your black asses back down here?
That was hilarious.
Do we think it's Charlie Patton's guitar?
No, but they say later on that it's his father's guitar, the father that they killed.
Okay, got it. Yep. So it's not Charlie Patton's guitar.
Unless Charlie Patton has two black twin sons.
All right, so now we get introduced to Josh Allen's wife, Mary.
It's Mary.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, she happens to be getting on the train and she sees Smoke over there recruiting. They tell us later that like he loves her and thinks about her all the time. And I guess we're supposed to think that he's like mad that she's married to this white guy now or whatever. But
marrying, right? She's not married yet. Is she married?
She's married.
She is married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they've been gone for 7 years. And this is another place where I'm like, these characters were doomed. Imagine your wife disappears on Friday night and like comes back the next morning after drinking all night, and you're gonna find out like where she was. Like she's fucked in this scenario.
Yeah.
Like she's either getting badly beat or like murdered for going to that.
She turned to a vampire, so
that's what I'm saying. She was, no matter if she returned to a vampire or not, like she was doomed.
Well, she's in love. She's in love and she doesn't care who knows it.
I'm not questioning the motives. Just like I'm not questioning the SmokeStack twins for wanting to run a bar. I understand.
I think you'll agree with this. Her whole thing is that she's actually black. at least some percentage black.
Her mother's daddy was half black, so she's like 1/8
I think
black.
they call that Noctoroon down in Louisiana. At least they used to. Pardon my
This is in
French,
Mississippi.
but I'm pretty sure it used to be called Noctoroon.
You live in Louisiana. Aren't you supposed to be filling in these things for us?
Let me talk. Yeah, she's an octoroon. She's passing. That's the technical term for it, is passing. And then the thing is, I'm going to confuse these twins. One of the Michael B. Jordans, Stack, he wants her to be married to a white man because she's got a good thing going there. He's like, dude, you're going to fuck your whole life up if they find out you're black and you start being with me. He's actually being kind of noble.
Yeah.
He's like, stay with that white man, keep pretending to be white, and you won't have any issues. So I think he loves her very much. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And he probably knows he's living the gangster life. Like, there's no happy ending for him, even if she was able to like live with him. It is gonna fuck her up multiple ways.
I think I read somewhere that she actually is like that percentage black in real life. Can you look into that for me?
She has to be something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she is that percentage black in real life. Like her great-grandmother, her grandmother, something like that. Lauren hated, as soon as I told Lauren I was going to go see this movie, she was like, gave me the death glare. Because I used to have a crush on this actress, Haley Steinfeld. But she's also, the first time I ever saw her was also in like a period piece with True Grit. You guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
The remake with Matt Damon and the dude.
Yeah,
she plays the little girl in that movie that gets her arm like chopped off or whatever.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I do remember the arm chopping.
She's a pretty good actress, like, and very believable in these like Southern accent time periods.
So I get that he's trying to like push her away. He's trying to white finger, but he's pretty mean about her mom, and I guess that makes sense with your theory. But she tells him to go to hell. Foreshadowing. And he says, save your trifling ass a room right next to me.
Just the perfect quip too, because like I think he like the lines delivered immediately.
Yes,
right.
And then they end up in hell together.
You get the vibe that there's a big age difference between them because she seems a lot more immature. She's confronting him in public, in front of all of these people at a train station, being like, "You fucked my so good," and he's just like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Well, he does. Okay, I get what you. No, I don't think there of an age difference, and she does say that part like
almost verbatim,
quieter. But then you stuck your tongue in my.
Yeah.
Fucked me so hard, I thought you changed your mind.
Yeah, dude. If
that part's probably not gonna make the cut.
ATL Ho T-shirt makes the cut, but not that.
Gross.
I don't know if I want that soundbite of me out there.
Ew. Yeah, I'll clip it.
Circulate this.
All right, so they disperse from the train station, and now we get introduced to the villain.
Remick.
Why is he not? Remick,
yes.
Jack O'Connell shows up on the porch, skin burning alive.
I didn't catch it the first time I watched it. I thought he was just hauling ass running. But we see him for a split second float down from the sky. So he's flying across that plane before he gets to the house.
I didn't notice that, but that makes a lot of sense because the sun's up.
He's probably he's probably flying at full speed. And to my knowledge, as the head vampire in most of these movies, you guys get a little more powers than the regular vampires. And
the thralls.
He seems to be the only one that you see flying around.
I missed that part.
He's also the crazy breakdancer Jimmy Crystal leader from 28 Years Later. All right, let's stay focused.
Okay.
The two people that he tries to go into their house, they are part of the clan. So they are the son of the Grand Dragon or whatever. Once you got this fucking guy's skin burning alive on your porch, looks at best like a meth head, and you're gonna let him into your house? And the only way that they make it make sense is he tells them he's running from the Indians and they're racist, so they let him in and don't heed the Indians' warning.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not letting this motherfucker in the house.
He was pretty surgical with it. On my rewatch,
he was. Who knows how many hundreds of years he's been tricking people like this, but like he was good at it for sure.
At the beginning, he says the Choctaw are chasing me, and he's got less of a Southern accent when he says it too, and he's like, yeah, these Choctaw are chasing me, and then then you see his eyes kind of go to the left, And that's when we see later on in the movie, we find out he looked at their clan ropes. But as soon as he spotted those clan ropes, he dropped the word Choctaw, and he was like, "Them damn Injuns!" And like he turned on the Southern accent. He started using racist terms.
Yep.
And I think they were like, "This guy's all right. Let me let him in."
We should at least investigate further. And then I liked how so again, we got Annie. She lives in Mississippi, but she's into all the demons and ghouls because she is from Louisiana.
Hoodoo.
And the Native Americans are, they deal with the spirit world a lot more than like white people. So I liked that they were chasing this demon and they show up on the porch and they're like, "Hey, motherfucker, you just let Satan in your house."
Yep. Yeah.
But then once the wife turns around, this movie wasn't like a scary movie in a traditional sense, but that was one of the only like horror movie scenes, I would say, as she goes down the hall and then opens the door and sees him there. Would you agree with that, Jory?
Yeah. No, it's definitely not a traditional like horror movie, but there are horror like elements and moments in the movie for sure. That would be one of them.
All right. So now I feel like we're supposed to pick up a little bit that they're vampires here. Like he bit this guy's neck. He's got blood all over his face.
Slowly gets up.
Yeah, vampire, demon, just like some sort of monster, right? Like a wolf could do the same thing.
Yeah.
But they do a good job of like not revealing it too much because he doesn't have the traditional like 2 fangs hanging off. You know what I mean? He's got a full set of like fangs. Like all of his teeth are fangs, for better take it. And then his eyes are glowing red. Like he's got that little weird glint to him.
So Stack has recruited the band members, but there's one more thing you got to have if you're going to run a juke joint, and that's a big ass bouncer. So he stops. He stops and picks up Cornbread, who I know mostly first from the show Ballers. Have you seen that, Jory?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Sam definitely hasn't.
I'm pretty sure it's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? Because I've seen a poster of
it. Omar Benson Miller. He plays.
I'd like to, to take the moment.
He's also an 8 Mile.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
I'd like to take the moment to point this out real quick.
And get rich or die trying. This man's a rap biopic star.
Jory, every time there's like some sort of like sports movie or something, Jordan will be like, "I know Sam hadn't seen this," and I'm just like, "I might have." Like,
why don't you ask?
Like if there's
let me say no.
And then his theory will be like, "Well, Sam doesn't play sports, so he wouldn't." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't have superpowers either. I like superhero movies."
Sam used to wear a shirt to LSU tailgates that says sports.
No, it says college.
Nice.
Says college football in Times Times font, just a white shirt with like.
Okay. All right. So now we're at the party. They got the bouncer. All the black people are coming in. It's supposed to feel like it's for them. Stack lets them pay with these credits that the plantations are paying with. Smoke's like, "What the fuck? We got to be taking cash." We get this whole thing about they've been working hard all week. Let them have fun. It's really like laying into this is for black people. And then Mary is like, "I'm going to get Stack back." And she just shows up. And they did a lot of like
classic ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Crazy.
They did a lot of like, "We don't recognize you since you were a little kid" references in this movie. Cornbread's like, "Ma'am, you in the wrong place." And she's like, "Get the fuck out of the way, Cornbread." And he's like,
"Yeah.
Little Mary?"
Yeah. Yeah, so they do all clearly know her, right? Like they are familiar at least with her, though she doesn't necessarily belong.
Yeah, she's family, as they say. Because her family, what's ironic is her family, her white family took in the SmokeStack twins and raised them. Her mom is mixed, but her mom's like a fork. Her dad's definitely white.
Okay. Now what I was going to say about Cornbread. What do you think about that name, Cornbread?
Perfect.
People that don't live in the South may be like, "That's bullshit," but that's totally what his name would be.
Yes.
Yep.
100%. My dad had a client who I only knew him by the name Cornbread, and he looked just like this motherfucker. Like he wore like a mechanic suit. So not overalls, but very similar vestige.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Cornbread. That's a Cornbread for sure.
Used to fix our cars. Like my dad would just do a case for him. He'd fix our car. And they'd be like, as soon as this guy popped up in the movie, I was like, Cornbread? Is that you?
So right after he does the whole Little Mary thing, she walks in the door and Sammy is like, "Oh God, I gotta stop this." Sammy comes up to her and she immediately goes to, "Boy, you better get the fuck out of my face." And he says something else about his cousin being Stack, and she's like, "Little Sammy, let me buy you a whiskey." Now one of them's trying to throw her out, and she's like, "You taught me how to fight. I'll beat up every bitch in here, and you know it."
I gotta be honest. I can't. Both times watching it, I couldn't help but like cringe. Listen to her say some of this stuff. I like couldn't help it. I was like, I felt bad being white. I was like, please stop. Stop doing this.
That line in particular was the worst one for me.
Yeah.
They're trying to just tell us like she's tough or whatever, but like I didn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't
There's
fuck with that one.
There's a few moments that made me kind of cringe, like that line, and then also whenever right after they pick up Sammy, they're like, "Yeah, Chicago ain't nothing but a plantation with tall buildings. Might as well come down here and deal with the devil that we know." I'm like, then you find out, you're like, you're not coming down here to deal with the devil that you know. You just ripped off and stole from some fuckers and then like ran. You're like, I gotta get the fuck out
of here. Yeah. So now we're at the part where they talk about, they're showing like Sammy's music's so powerful he can bring fucking spirits, you know, other parts of music's past, and
I tip my hat to that scene.
The first from the future and the past. Yeah. The first guy that comes in, I think he's supposed to be from the future, but like the rock or like a Jimi Hendrix character, I don't know. But that rock star dude was sick. Yeah, he was awesome. But they got a DJ, like the little break dancers from You Got Served in there. What about the twerkers?
The twerk? Oh yeah, dude. So like, I don't remember every piece of that scene, but now you say the twerkers, I remember thinking, like, here it is. So going full circle.
We get a lady in a kimono, so we get a little bit of other.
Yeah.
You know, glad that the chows are there so we can see the kimono.
That was the coolest scene in the whole movie. I thought that like bringing all those different like cultures and stuff together to kind of like talk about a common theme was really, really cool.
They could have done it badly too.
Why was the house burnt down from the outside view of the vampires, like when they're looking into it? Later he says that he sensed. I should just let y'all ruminate on it.
I mean, there's like, I've heard the phrase burning the house down in terms of music, right? You're like playing music so well that, you know, the house is burning down, but could be very literal.
Maybe it's.
I agree. But also he says later that they came there for Sammy and that he sensed him there.
Yeah, maybe that's
so it. I thought this is supposed to be some power thing, like we can see inside and all the spirits and shit are in there. Because he wants to bring back the people that were playing music for him when he was alive hundreds of years ago.
If you get lost in the wilderness, they advise you like, oh, if you want to attract someone to your location, start a fire. You know, we see that in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So that could be it as well.
That's a good one. We heard tale of a party.
Yeah. No,
3 white people are walking up, and the big ass cornbread bouncer's like, "Oh shit, get the twins, get the twins."
Like, oh fuck.
Because I mean, you know, like it is funny, but like 3 white people walking your way, like to this all black thing spells trouble, right?
Yeah,
like this is a problem.
Definitely. They also, you remember how slick he was trying to get in the door when he's running from the Native Americans? Like you called him surgical. A couple of times they're just like they just throw caution to the wind. They play a song called "Picked Poor Robin Clean" to try to get them to let him in, like the creepiest thing possible. And then later, once the Chow husband is a vampire, Cornbread's eating this dude, and he's like, "Come on, baby, come get in the car. Don't you worry about that. Cornbread's just a little hungry."
Yeah.
Oh, they even said right after they do that "Pick Poor Robin Clean," they like turn to each other like, "Those white people gave me the willies." Like talking about how they're like creepy.
Yeah. I had a thought though, like during that, you guys like how in Family Guy, Stewie will talk and there are adults in the show, they can't hear him, but like the plot still advances. You know, certain people can hear them. The audience can hear him, right? You know what he's saying. part of me thought that them just playing that song was like something to us. It was like fourth wall to us, like pick poor Robin clean. But to them, right, it's just music that they don't listen to, right? It's just something that they like are not picking up literally. That this should be, they should be afraid of these people.
Totally agree.
But yeah, that was the last thought I had on that.
That's a great way to put it. I also thought Mary like involves herself in this. She means a lot to a lot of these people, so it makes sense that she's there. But I couldn't help to think it's like the white lady sticking her head in fucking business that she doesn't belong in, and then it's her fucking fault that they all die.
Yeah.
Like she's like, let me go get that money, and then she fucking brings the chaos in. So I thought there was definitely some like, keep your white ass out of our business, and we would have been fine.
I think that kind of plays to what I think the theme of the whole movie is, but
which is, what's the theme of the whole movie?
I don't know if I've been trying to like think how to put it. I think it's kind of like the like vampirism of white culture on black art. I think that's the theme, right? So she being white, right, and you know, people thinking like, like, you know, this is okay, like she's all right, we're familiar, right? But she does kind of like let in this thing that ultimately destroys everything.
I think
the white devil.
I think that is definitely a part of the theme, but I think that there's a grander theme of just assimilation in general. That is correct, but they show it in different ways as well. Like they're like, hey, just stop being yourself and join us, the vampires. And then like Remic's like, hey, let me just stop being Irish and fit in with the Southerners. And then we got Sammy's dad being like, hey, just stop being the music playing boy and fit in with me. And then like, I feel like the theme is like, because at the very end we hear Sammy's song where it's like, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And I think that plays to the fact where it's like, even though I know I'm going to attract spirits, you know, I'm not going to stop being me.
Then we have Smoke pulls the gun. You know, he's trying to tell Sammy, like, I'm going to kill you if you go be a fucking musician. And he's like, you might as well kill me then. And he pulls the gun on him. And we get another heavy-handed reminder that he's a soldier. He's like, I'm a soldier, boy, and you just gave me a command. And then he puts the gun away. And I just wrote, far fall from having to shoot the dude in the knee when he was looking in your truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like, I also think Sammy knows, like, they're not gonna hurt him.
They're family,
you know,
whatever.
They'd never hurt him. They care for him.
So now Mary goes outside. She says, let me get this money for you. I know y'all need it. And tries to talk to these fuckers. We get the drooling. And she's like, something's up here. Pulls a gun on him. And then I wrote in all caps, motherfuckers started flying. I didn't notice that he was flying when he approached that first house. For me, this was the first time that I saw the flight. That was pretty crazy. And they didn't show the kill or anything. Like I loved that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
What say you, horror expert?
I think that not showing is very effective, right? The fear of the unknown, not knowing, putting it together in your own mind exactly what's happening, right? Like the idea that maybe you get keyed in later, kind of all stimulates the imagination. I think that's great. That's a lot of fun.
We haven't talked about Perline yet. I know Sam's got to have something to say about her in the Batman, but she is at the train station. Like Sammy's trying to seduce her. She tells him that she's married, but she comes along to the juke joint. And he's like asking her if she's going to sing. She's like, maybe. Another pussy eating scene. And now she's singing.
I actually forgot that she was the
Sam,
mayor in the Batman until you said that. I'm like, damn. I saw the mayor in the Batman get her pussy eaten by little Sammy.
I guess he found the button.
Yeah,
and then he said one of the...
That's right. I forgot about that conversation that he educated him on.
Dude, Sammy's a fast
and one of the one of the
wait,
twins.
This for a second. Whenever he was like, I want to taste you, I'm like, dude, I haven't seen any indoor plumbing. This bitch walked here. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And she tells him, she's straight up, she's like, you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that.
Yeah, she knows.
She says, let me wash up first.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time I've had that thought.
I just want to taste you.
Dude, like,
all right, and I did like how I think Stack's at the door, and he looks at Miss Chow and he's like, "Hey, come listen to this." And anyway, all right. So now we get that sex scene out of the way, and she's singing, like the party's going crazy. Mary comes back in, goes up to Stack, and she's trying to seduce him. He's like, "Nah," and she's like, "So you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal this pussy for a night?"
What a line.
That's probably not going to make the cut
the whole
either.
movie.
What a line. That's a great line.
It is a sexually
Don't cut anything.
Movie. Like, there are a bunch of sexual charged moments.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
for sure there is. Yeah, with Annie and Smoke, when he goes and sees Annie, right, and they have, he's feeling up all over her, right? Very sexually charged. And we brought up Annie, right?
Oh yeah, we skipped over Stack going to her house. Michaela's in the room doing something else, and she doesn't know, like, she's not following the movie. She doesn't know there were two Michael B. Jordans, and she turns around and sees him with Annie after just having seen him with Mary, and she's like, "What's going on here?"
He's got two girlfriends.
But yeah, I don't have anything to say. I definitely thought they chose a big black Southern woman to contrast Mary on purpose there as part of like just like a shout out, not a shout out. How would you say it, Jory?
It's kind of like the opposite, right? So you talk about how Smoke and Stack are like the same thing, but they're like, they're different, right? They're experiencing things different. Stack has Mary. She's white. She is different. Annie is much more like culturally rooted in African culture, right? She practices hoodoo, which is I believe it's like African like spiritualism. I'm sure I'm wrong on that, but and so like and it's the complete opposite, right? So like you kind of said it, right? They're just opposites.
Well, we find out that they had a child together too in that scene, which turns out to be important towards the end.
So you think that they actually had a child?
There's a gravestone. We see him go to the gravestone right before he goes inside.
I misinterpreted that as like his dad's grave. So you just taught me something there. I think you're totally right, because it was outside her house and I couldn't figure out the connection. So yeah, did they say how it passed?
No, but I mean, back then it's just luck of the draw.
Anything, yeah. Also, just I think some like abandonment had to have something to do with it, or like maybe that was part of why he left and went to Chicago, or maybe it was like while he was in the army, like he wasn't around for it.
It's definitely not because she was low on milk.
Good God.
So at this point, Cornbread's taking a piss. I mean, this big ass bouncer's got to walk 40 yards into the night to piss. He can't just piss right by
he just can't bend the corner right there.
Yeah, come on. But I thought that was really funny. And Delta Slim tells, while Stack is back there with Mary, Delta Slim tells Sammy, "Going in there." Oh, he busy, huh? Also, like they made like one of the Bills receivers was like, "I'm not going to see this movie out of respect for Josh Allen because his wife's like sleeping with." So Haley Steinfeld's husband is the quarterback for the Bills.
Yes.
Sam, see how I assumed that you knew that, and
I appreciate
sports
it.
And you didn't. One of the and then in SNL they made all these skits about his wife like having sex with Michael B. Jordan. I've seen. Have you ever seen a sex scene like this? Was pretty like calm. Like they kissed like one time, and she's just like on top of him. They're both wearing their clothes. Like, I know like they're not supposed to be, but like I didn't think that was too bad of a. If you're gonna worry about your wife, go to shoot a sex scene. I didn't think that was too bad of a scene to be shooting.
Yeah, and I mean also like poor you that your superstar wife is super successful, going to go make a blockbuster movie and is playing a lead role. So it's tough though. Don't go see the movie.
I imagine if it was like Timothy Chalamet or something, they wouldn't, or like some little like
poor Josh Allen, king of his city.
I see what you're saying.
Like they got sex symbol Michael B. Jordan over here, who's like, fuck.
Yeah, true.
So now everyone's getting picked off. They go in there and some dude gets in a knife fight. So now Smoke's got to go like get Stack out of the sex room, and he's just laying there bleeding out of his neck, and she jumps up and she's like, "That's not what it looks like," with blood flowing down her chest.
Yeah.
And he shoots her 7 times, quick on the draw there, and she gets up and just runs out of the room. That was pretty sick scene, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you know that they're like screwed, right? She just took 7 bullets and moved like that out of the room. Stack is down on the ground. It's not looking good for the fam.
So after they deal with the shock for a little bit, Delta Slim shuts them in there and goes out in the crowd, and he just sends them all to their death. He's like, "All right, party's over. Y'all got to get the fuck out of here." And we're like, all of these people are dead now.
I had not really thought about it like that.
Yeah, like he sends them. It would have been like the 3 white people, Mary and Cornbread, were the only ones that were vampires until Delta Slim sends them all out into the drunk sends them all out to their death.
So this is totally a possibility I'm thinking of right now, is that the vampires don't care about them. The vampires are there for the talent and the people and they will take over, and the people that they need to get towards the talent. But the talentless, the consumers, I guess they don't really care about possessing them.
Some of that has to be true because just like the sheer number of vampires that come in later doesn't match how many people left the party. But there were more than we saw get killed, so they at least got some of them.
Yep.
But
I have some questions about these rules with these vampires, and I feel like Jory might know because horror expert at the moment. But, do they have to be invited in every single time after they've already been in? Because she gets invited in, she goes inside, she bites Michael B. Jordan, now she left. Like, does she have to be invited back in every single time? And same with Michael B. Jordan. He's already in there. He gets turned, then he leaves. I'm like, you guys were already vampires and you were inside.
I think so.
That's
I'm
a good question.
Back to like other movies. I can't think of an example that would contradict that.
Well, I have one. So Remick, in the fight, once they run in, he goes outside and flies up to the window to come in and get Sammy.
He goes in and out.
Good question, Sam. That might, I don't think we're not really supposed to pick up on that, but there has to be truth to what you're saying, or they would have just re-entered.
I'll chop it up to the fact that
Cornbread, after Mary runs out and they're all freaked out about this death, Cornbread walks up and he's like, "All right, you gonna invite me in?" And Annie's like, "Oh shit, some voodoo shit is going on here. This bitch just got up after 7 bullets."
Which I thought was the test, right? Because up until this point, it felt like you were a little annoyed with how kind of lackadaisical they'd like been with things going on that we could see at least. And so Cornbread, this is where all of them are now like, all right, what exactly is going on here?
And Smoke goes through a really powerful experience of handing him the money and him jerking him over the doorstep.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, he's definitely overcome by the love of his brother when Stack is asking to be let out that door.
Yep.
And and gets turned. But because he just literally, like, there's no more, this might be a haint. Like, I almost just got eaten by Cornbread, but I didn't blow his face off.
Yeah.
And now Stack's up and he's like,
I was going to say something about
I'm feeling much better.
The way that Cornbread was acting.
Go ahead.
I really liked how they made them feel like almost like drunk or high or like hungry. Like they had that kind of like almost kind of rapey like vibe to him where it's like, come on, let me give it to me. Like they're trying their hardest. Not
that Dave Chappelle, like you got any more of that, crack cocaine kind of skit, like that. I can smell it in there. I know it's in there. Let me in.
Yeah, they're giving off the vibe.
Come on, the car's all warmed up, baby. Let's go. Let's get in the warm car.
That is the vibe that they're giving off, and they like kind of like wide-eye expression too when they're doing it. They're like, "We're being friends, being family. Let me in."
Yeah,
and it doesn't match the mood. Right, like it clearly doesn't. Like his like right, we're family, we're friends. Like his expressions, his like tone does not match anything that has been going on.
And we see how he acts before.
So
it's like very subtly different, but different enough where you're like, what's he doing?
Stacks up. He's trying to get out. He's like, "I swear on Mama's grave, I'm doing better now." And Annie's like, "Smoke, that ain't your brother." And I wrote down, "Stop putting your eye near the stab hole." Like, you know how he puts the knife through the door and they keep peeking into it to see him? I definitely thought someone was going to get stabbed in the eye.
Yeah.
But then
I did too.
But then he just breaks down the door. And I was wondering, he was literally asking them to let me in. Like, he's already in the house. You don't have to have permission to go between rooms. And that's how he's able to break down the door and then run out of the.
That's a really good point. But kind of like you start burning if you are in without being invited kind of deal, like how Remick was in the beginning. And maybe he just like decided to take off. You know, he's like, all right, I'm going to just get out of here.
Well, he has to get out of there because Annie is so quick to know that these ain't no haints, these are vampires. And she runs and gets the garlic and splashes it on him as soon as he breaks through the door.
Yeah. They know haints.
And now everyone just believes that they're vampires because the garlic just burned him alive. I wrote, these ain't haints, they're vampires. Someone call the Native Americans.
We were talking about it would be cool to see like a whole like side story with just the SmokeStack twins. I would love to see a side story where the Choctaw are just whooping his ass, like because he probably like
wearing him out.
He was on the run. He was like, I gotta get away from these fuckers. They are fucking me up.
All right, so now they're getting all the garlic and the wood and the silver and the holy water, like they're laying into the vampire lore. We find out that the soul gets stuck in the body. They can't rejoin the ancestors. And he's like, promise me you'll stab me in the fucking heart, kill me. Because I got somebody waiting for me on the other side. These motherfuckers find a drunk dude with whiskey spilled all over the floor. And they're just like, throw his ass outside like it's blood. Like, you can tell the difference between blood and whiskey.
It must have been the wine if it's going to be anything, though, right?
And so the guy wakes up. No, they say later. They go fucking taste it, and it's whiskey. So they go back out there to get him, and he's banging on the door. And Cornbread's like, oh, look at this. And runs over there and tackles his ass, eats him alive. And then that's when Mr. Chow's like, come on, baby. Let's go get in the warm car. Now, Lady Chow's being tempted. And Annie's like, that's not your husband. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, they start to bait her with her daughter.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to go pay Lisa. So once she like fights off that temptation, Remick comes over, starts giving his whole spiel about we can fellowship together forever. And we also have just seen them like dancing together. That was a really cool scene.
That was super cool. Yeah. I loved that scene. I thought, by the way, like between that and the one inside with all the different like eras, or what do they call them? The people who play music and kind of commune with the spirits, they call them
like
something.
A different name for each culture because they had like I think they called them like a fillet for something for the Irish, and then gaints. I think it started with a G. I think it was gaints for the African tribal people.
Yeah, it could have been, but yeah, super cool scene.
Choctaw people were called Firekeeper.
Firekeeper, yes, yeah.
Also play
we're gonna start a new.
If the Choctaw called them Firekeepers, that might also play on the idea of the building being on fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, that song,
yeah.
I have since downloaded it. I've learned every single word to it. I can do it right now off the top of my head. I'll tell you right now, that would have got me. Like in the theater, people were bobbing their heads a little bit.
We're gonna start a new clan, one based on love.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that before.
What y'all think of? What did y'all think of?
Right? It's all about like an Irish being discriminated against by the English. That's what the Rocky Road to Dublin is all about.
Okay.
And then the song ends with the Irish being like, I fucking tried to play the game. I came to Liverpool to work. And he ends up joining the Affray, which is their mob. So it's like very similar. He's like, hey, join our mob, our new clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. That
one in there. What do we think about Remick speaking Chinese? Tells her that he says, I know where you like to be licked now. This is where we're starting to learn to have each other's memories. And he's like, I won't bite too hard.
Well,
creepy.
You know what
I think that supports your little rapey theory.
Well, and that's what also plays into the fact that these guys were able to sing the Irish song so perfectly. All the little influences. And speaking of accents,
and do the dance.
Remick's Southern accent, and also the Klansman's nephew's Southern accent, and also the ladies. I didn't
make any note about any of the white people's Southern accent. I thought it was kind of weird how Remick was changing. He only sounded like he's only like Conor McGregor like every now and then.
Well, those guys,
right? Because he's like he is this vampire, this like vampire lord almost, right? Yeah. Clearly, he's got all these different memories.
That is his real accent in real life. Like he is Irish, and so is what do you call it? Those the three vampires that
and he's
show
playing
up.
Scottish, and he's playing Scottish Jimmy, and 28 years later.
But dude, that is
all right.
All of those actors are Irish in real life.
I wrote Vampire Michael B. Jordan is awesome. When Stack is outside talking, I thought that might be the best acting I've ever seen him do. I thought that was sick.
Yeah. No, I loved him as the vampire too. I thought that once Stack is now a vampire and Smoke knows it, you just start to like feel bad, I guess, for Smoke. You start to see his situation. His brother is gone, but it's like the worst kind of gone. The memory is literally haunting him, chasing him.
We go pretty quickly here into Miss Chow just takes control. She's like, we're going to let them go kill the rest of the town, like kill our loved ones. And they're like holding her mouth, and she like breaks free and's like, come on in, motherfuckers. And everyone just runs to their positions. And here we go. It's fight time.
Yep. Yeah.
Someone in my theater, they muttered, they were like, you bitch. As soon as she said that.
Yeah, you always love those. Can't get that when you watch it at home.
Yeah, the theater vibe.
Gotta do it yourself. Yeah.
Wouldn't change the characters in the house just for the fight scene, because it was more powerful. That was all the important people left. But the Vampire Lord should be getting like 10 kills, and Michael B. Jordan should get 5 kills, and Mary should kill a bunch of people in this fight scene. But there's not that many people for them to bite. Stack was the one that bit Annie, and so Smokes watches him kill his wife or whatever.
Well, so it's like he's not trying to kill Annie. He's trying to get Smoke. He wants Smoke.
But from
his perspective,
viewpoint,
Yep.
And now he has to fulfill her promise of stabbing his own wife in the heart or whatever to save her. I also thought the music, crazy rock music, is playing when they run in. And they yell Sammy because they all want Sammy. That's the whole point of this. I thought that was great. Delta Slim, why did the vampires kind of like regroup, and Delta Slim sends everyone upstairs, and he breaks a bottle. It's funny, he's a drunk, and his death comes from, he cuts his wrist with the bottle, and blood spewing out. And he's like, y'all want some of this? Come on over here. Like, they're not sharks. They're not like,
and they're vampires, though. They're
smelling the blood and like baiting him. Okay, maybe.
Yeah. I would say that's a vampire trope, is that they're attracted to blood, right? That you could bait one with.
They're already trying to kill him. I don't think he needs to like weaken himself by slitting his wrist.
We could get deep into the
I actually, now that I say this out loud, I think they wanted to say that like alcohol killed him. That's part of it.
What? Yeah.
I
think it was a choice to use the bottle.
That does open up more questions with these vampires. We see them drool, and then in other vampire continuities, there has to be more than just biting someone to turn them into a vampire. You got to let them drink your blood.
True.
But in this one, every single person that they feed on turns into one.
So they make it upstairs. I don't know what their plan was there, but he enters the doorway, grabs Sammy. We get some more fight scenes. We get Smoke versus Stack up there. He tells Sammy to, take the guitar and jump out the window and run away. So that's where he gets the permanent limp from. Once he's older and playing in Chicago, then we get the classic villain explains their whole story.
It's a monologue a little bit.
Could just bite him, and because he waited so long, he ends up dying.
It's a classic.
I did really like how Sammy goes back to his roots and starts praying, God, protect me. I felt the call of sin, but now I want you to save me. And Rimmick's just like, oh, I know these words.
Our Father, that art in heaven.
Yeah, but he says, evil men took over my people and forced these words upon me a long time ago. And even though they ruined my heritage, these words still bring me comfort.
Yeah.
I really liked his whole little monologue there.
Very good villain, by the way. I don't know that we said that.
Clue into how old he actually is. Because we know that he took over Ireland at least 300 to 500 years ago. And then, because they were, Halloween comes from Ireland, like paganism and all that.
So how did this man avoid the sun while crossing the Atlantic Ocean and the dregs of a ship?
Yeah, we see that in, like plenty of vampire movies. Like the classic Dracula one, he usually just gets on the ship, hides out, and picks off the crew. Wait, no.
They have someone. They ship his coffin inside a box and don't tell anybody.
There is a newspaper clipping in the movie at one point. It says it too. I can't remember exactly when.
That happens in Nosferatu, the newest one too. Well, it's like a intercontinental travel. It's not over the water, but they do the exact same thing.
There's a newspaper clipping in this movie at one point that shows a ship that came and just crashed in, and it talks about a guy running away from it. That's supposed to be Remick.
I did not pick up on that at all. Yeah.
There was reference to it at one point.
Finally, after this long ass monologue, Sammy just picks up the guitar and smashes it into his head. And he's got this half a banjo just like sticking out of his head, and everyone else in pain. He rips it out as his army hurts.
Well, it's silver. That's the main thing, is that it's silver.
We're going to make music. We're going to make beautiful music together. And because the guitar was broke, he's able to stab him in the heart with the wooden guitar and end it.
What do you do? What do you think about him sneaking up? I'm like, none of these vampires see this man get in the water and hold his breath and swim over there.
Oh, yeah, I was wrong. It's not Sammy that kills him. Fucking Smoke just appears out of nowhere and stabs him in the back. The whole vampire army didn't stop him. That was actually ridiculous.
Okay, I have another. That as soon as I said that, maybe his vampire brother helped him, get in the water.
Well, we find out in one of the outro scenes that they made some agreement. So maybe he flew him over there or something. Like, all right, okay. That makes sense.
I mean, also, it's vampire lord, right? He's clearly focused on his prize. It could be the thralls that he sees over are like not paying attention.
There we go. Those are two good theories. I don't remember. I don't remember if Smoke tells Sammy to run home or whatever, but he's clearly like, I'm going to stay here and the clan's coming, because Remick tells him that they are always going to kill y'all. That's a slaughterhouse. And we see Grand Dragon show up. How about they're going to kill all these black people, or at least the twins, and they just get out and expose themselves totally outside of the cars.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, the door's locked. I can't believe the door's locked. Try the front door. And then he starts sniping them from the woods. I don't care that he just walked out of the woods and 15 people are shooting at him and no one's hitting him. I don't care. Like, and he kicks that board up and picks up the Tommy gun because he had hidden it there. That was sick.
Yeah, that was cool. That was just a cool scene. One that didn't have to make sense.
He's relying to dying at this point.
Second rewatch, I'm pretty sure they never meant to have that happen. And he was going to kill both the Smoke twins as soon as he met them the first time. He already has the briefcase full of cash, but then they're like, obviously like soldiers to a degree, showing their weapons. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to come back in the morning.
No, he wraps around them. Yeah. Did y'all wash these floors?
Yeah.
What was on them? And then he changes the subject.
What do you think about Michael B. Jordan's his little protective charm that he takes off? Half convinced that the only reason he survived and got away with all the shit he's been getting away with up until now is because he had that charm from Annie.
That charm.
Yep.
As soon as he takes it off, he's dead.
Fair.
But he takes it off knowing that he's ready.
Yeah.
All these things that have chased him, his life, he's ready to die. He's ready for it to be done.
I like how he asks him if he has a cigarette right before he kills him. And in Django, the slave master falls over and his leg's broken. He's under the horse. He's like immediately appealing to them. You take me back to town, I'll get you freedom. And in this one, he asks him if he's got a cigarette, and the Grand Dragon's like, go to hell. Like, he doesn't even, he does change it up like later, but it's funny that his initial reaction is like, fuck you. Like, I have no chance of getting out of this.
Well, earlier in the movie, we see that he cannot roll his own cigarettes. He has his brother roll them for him. And we see anytime he tries, he's got to shake.
That's right.
He's got PTSD from the war. Killing his own father or something.
That's a good snippet. And then white guy tries to buy him off. He just doesn't say anything, just gives him 50 bullets.
Yeah.
And then then we see, now we rewatch the scene of Sammy entering the church. Totally feels different now. My son has felt the call of sin. But then he just goes to Chicago anyway. It didn't change him.
Yeah, I mean, you could say it like didn't change him.
No, right? Sorry, I meant like it didn't change him from being a musician.
What ultimately happened, warned him of what the world can be. Yeah.
What did you think of in that outro scene where Stack and Mary show up in the bar?
Really liked
Did y'all?
I really liked how they had
Did you think that he was
in, like, and it was kind of like casual.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as the bouncer's like, "Yo, come on in,"
Y'all are good, yeah.
he just gets this look like, "Oh
These
fuck."
motherfuckers wearing sunglasses
And
at night. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
he was dressed like a star. I thought they were dressed up really well to the times. And did you think that they were gonna kill everyone in the bar?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have what the old man's having.
I thought that it was so casual that it was almost expected. Sammy is like, I know what's about to happen, almost implying this wasn't the first time that he had seen Stack and Mary. But I'm open to being.
They say that like we made a deal with the brother to let you live your life. So I don't think that they interacted before, but I do I think that this wasn't the first time that he's interacted with something from the paint or spiritual world since having experience.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great movie. The first time that I watched it and I didn't realize the outros were there, and I left the theater thinking the movie was kind of missing something at the end. But then when I watched it again, I loved it. It's a great movie.
Movie of the year?
TBD.
I got
Still
one
early,
quick thing to say that I forgot. What do you think? All the costuming and all this stuff is from a canceled Blade movie. There was going to be a period piece Blade movie starring Mahershala Ali as Blade. He got cast as Blade in 2018.
Oh, that'd been
and
sick.
The movie's been in development hell for years. They haven't been able to crack the script, which seems kind of dumb. I'm like, dude, just have them. They cracked it in the 90s. Just have them stab some vampires. But anyway, the movie got far enough along because it's going to be set in the MCU,
costumes.
and like the way they try to get around certain stuff is like they'll set it further back in the timeline so that way they justify like, oh, that's why you haven't seen this.
Yeah.
But this was going to be, all the costuming was going to be from a Blade movie taking place in the same time period. So I kind of wonder, like, whenever you see like the SmokeStack twins and how they're dressed, I'm like, I could see Mahershala Ali's Blade.
Was that Blade?
I'm like, I could see him wearing these clothes. You know what I mean?
That's funny. All right. I'm not sure. This movie really is great. I'm not sure. I think this movie and Weapons are my two favorite movies of the year so far. I'm not sure. I have to think about which one I think is better.
Going on this year? This is like the third movie I've like Mickey 17, this movie, even Superman.
That's right.
We have like,
did you ever watch Legend? Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
He plays same concept. He plays gangster, but he plays real life, like they're real life people. It's the Cray twins in England.
That would have been a good one to watch before this to compare to. But
definitely watch it. Really good movie.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there.
Dude, right on time.
Yeah, right on time.
Perfect.
We'll see. So